Hey folks, welcome back to Modern Day Money. I'm Carlo, and today we're going to discuss why everyone needs a credit card. The first reason to have a credit card is so that you can use it to hit the like button on YouTube to help out with the YouTube algorithm. No, but seriously now. The credit card is one of, if not the most misused and misunderstood assets of all time. For most people, particularly those with poor financial education, the credit card is an evil tool meant to keep people in debt with its high interest rates and credit access. But to those that understand the nuances of the credit card, it is an indispensable tool in their financial arsenal. This will mainly apply to American credit cards as they have a unique system that is less common in the rest of the world. This video will go over the nuances of the credit card so that you can utilize it to build a better financial future for yourself. Now, there are two main reasons to use a credit card, with a couple secondary reasons as well. You're probably thinking, wait, aren't credit cards terrible sources of debt? No one should be paying 20% interest and buy things they can't afford. That's a valid thought, so let's go over it. Let's clear up the misconceptions surrounding credit cards. The first thing that everyone should know about credit cards is that just because you can spend up to your limit doesn't mean that you should spend up to your limit. In fact, the exact opposite is true. A credit card should be treated the same way as a debit card. Only spend the amount of money that you have in cash in your checking or savings account. If you only have $1,000, don't go spend $2,000 on a new TV. That is not how a credit card should be used. Firstly, at the end of each month, go over your statement and pay it off in full. Bonus points if you pay it off early. The interest rates on credit cards are insanely high, and you should never pay them. Most credit cards allow automatic balance statement, so you never even have to really think about it. Just link it with your main cash account, and it will be paid off automatically at the end of each month in full. So if you're just supposed to use it like a debit card, what's the point of it? Why not just use a debit card? Firstly, you're losing money by not using a credit card. Credit cards typically work on either a points or cash back reward system. Cash back is simple and exactly what it sounds like. You get a certain percent of your purchase back in the form of cash at the end of each month or year, depending on how much you spend and what you spend it on. One of the best cashback reward cards is the Citi 2% cashback card. You get an instant 1% cash back when you make a purchase and another 1% cash back when you pay it off. Let's say you spend $1,000 a month on your credit card. You get $20 back each month, essentially giving you a 2% discount on everything you buy. It may not sound like much, but it's literally free money, and it's more than zero, which is what you would get if you used a debit card. Points, on the other hand, are typically awarded in various ratios depending on what you spend on. Certain credit cards are designed for travel and dining, and you will get more points per dollar spent on purchases related to that, such as hotel rooms, airline ticket, card rentals, than if you were to spend it on something like clothing, for example. As an example, you may get up to 3 times points on travel and dining and 1x points on gas and groceries. This means for every dollar spent on travel and dining related purchases, you get 3 points. And for every dollar spent on gas and groceries, you get 1 point. Other cards are more catered towards everyday spending like gas and groceries and even small businesses. These may offer 3 to 5 times the points for these categories, so you'll always want to figure out what kind of spending habits you have to maximize your rewards. These points accumulate with your credit card account, and once you've accumulated a certain amount, you can then exchange them for various goods or services. This can be in the form of airline miles for flights or hotel points with certain hotel chains, or other services like spas, restaurants, excursions, etc. These are often valued at 100 to 1, meaning 100 points is worth $1. Cash back can work in a similar way, where certain purchases will get you more cash back, but instead of getting points to spend on a finite selection of goods and services, you just get cash credited to your account, which is essentially free money. Deciding which credit card is right for you is a whole other can of worms that I won't be covering in this video, but there are plenty of resources that go over different credit cards out there to figure out which one is right for you, all of which are linked down below. In a nutshell, if you were to spend $10,000 a year on everyday expenses like gas, groceries, miscellaneous purchases with your credit card, you would be looking at least 10,000 points accumulated, which isn't a huge amount, but if you use a credit card, you would have literally nothing to show for it. For that reason alone, you should be using a credit card. The other way you're losing money by not using a credit card is that you can keep cash in a high-yield savings account all year long. Admittedly, this won't yield a ton of money either, but it's better than nothing, and that is the whole point. It costs you nothing to set things up this way, so by not doing it, you're losing out. If you could have a free spa day each year on your credit card, would you? The second main reason, and potentially more important than the first, as to why everyone should have a credit card, is to build credit history and indirectly a higher credit score. Your credit score is the method by which banks and credit unions determine at what interest rate you will receive a loan. When it comes to large purchases like a house or a car, the interest rate matters a lot. It can often be the difference in thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Your credit score is made up of a couple of factors: payment history 35%, amount of credit used 30%, length of credit history 15%, credit types 10%, and accumulation of debt 10%. Basically, the lion's share is how good you are about paying on time and how much of your available debt do you use. By having a credit card for a number of years and paying it off in full each month, you basically prove that you are a responsible adult that is of low risk and delinquency of not paying your loans. There are ultimately very few things that will build your credit score when you're young, and the credit card is going to be one of the ones that will be responsible for about 90% of it. Until you purchase a house or a car, you won't have many reasons for loans, so by using a credit card, you're getting ahead of the curve. Secondary benefits of credit cards are typically the perks of the individual cards. Certain cards have services like free upgrades at car rentals or hotels. They will usually carry their own insurance when they're renting a car as well. More upscale credit cards will also have concierge services, giving you free access to airport lounges and also higher status with various memberships. A big reason to use a credit card is that they have fraud and theft protection. So if you lose your card or it gets stolen, anything that is purchased with it during that period is not charged to you. You're not responsible for it. This also helps with database breaches when millions of credit card numbers are stolen. If someone steals your debit card and goes on a shopping spree, there is basically nothing you can do about it. But with a credit card, you're safe. So there you have it, a number of definitive reasons to have a credit card. There are many nuances when it comes to which card is right for you, when is the right time to apply for a credit card, how many you should have, etc., which are all answered on various other blog posts around the web, linked down below. For the purposes of personal finance, get a credit card that suits your spending habits. Pay for everything with the credit card. Pay off the credit card in full at the end of each month. Enjoy the free perks that you've received along the way. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for plenty more videos to come. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will get to them as best I can. And until next time, see ya.